Hi everybody, welcome back to Marie's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're making a Nutella chocolate brownie in a cast iron skillet. And by the way, if you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can also make this in a round cake pan, a square pan. We've even done it in a heart pan. So this recipe is very flexible. But if you do like cooking in your cast iron skillet, this is a great one for that. Now the really great news is that you'll only need one bowl and a fork to bring it together, and then it bakes up in about 25 to 30 minutes. I can't wait for you to try this one. Let's get started. First up, we'll start with our Nutella. And originally I was measuring it out with measuring cups. It's 1 1/4 cup Nutella, and you can certainly do that. I found it a little bit easier to measure in grams. If you happen to have a scale, you can do that, but I know not everybody does. So it is 1 1/4 cup Nutella, or if you do have a scale, you can measure out 370 grams. So let me do that now. Now we'll add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Next, to really enhance the chocolate flavor, when we originally made this, my kids and I, we thought, it's good, but it's kind of just like one note. It doesn't have some interesting and kind of depth of flavors. It just seemed kind of bland. So what we decided is to add 1/2 teaspoon. This is instant coffee. Instant espresso powder or instant coffee are both really common for enhancing chocolate desserts, and that's exactly what we're gonna do here. So I have my 1/2 teaspoon, and I'm just going to kind of crush it up. It's in kind of coarser pieces, so I'm just crushing it into more of a powder there, just with my fingers. And next is 2 eggs. Hopefully get a better crack on this one. There we go. I'm gonna give my hands a rinse. Now we'll just whisk this together. I feel like I got kind of an arm workout there. There it is, nicely combined. Really simple. Now for the dry ingredients, we'll start with 1/2 cup all-purpose flour. And although I haven't tried it, I am certain that this would work with gluten-free flour. Such a simple recipe. So we'll add 1/2 cup flour. That's 70 grams. Next is 1/4 teaspoon baking powder. And next is 1/4 teaspoon kosher salt. Just toss that right in. If you wanted to give it the dry ingredients a little stir on top, that's fine. Then we'll just gently mix this together. Just to combine. You don't want to overmix when you're using flour, as that can cause the gluten to activate and result in a tougher brownie. So just to combine here. My grandma always used to make brownies, and they would always be in her freezer. So when I'd go over to visit, we could always go get some brownies out of the freezer. And the other thing she always had was date sticks. She would make date sticks and brownies, and they were always in the freezer in case she ever needed them for entertaining. She was a wonderful hostess. Now I'll add 1/4 cup semi-sweet mini chocolate chips. You can use standard size if that's all you have. I just prefer the mini because they can spread out a little more throughout the brownie. Okay, that's it. We are done. Can you believe it? It was so easy. 1 bowl brownie batter, ready to go in our cast iron skillet. I'm using an enameled cast iron skillet that is 10 inches. A 8 or 9 inch skillet would work as well. It'll just make the brownie a little thicker, so you may need to cook it a little longer, so add a few minutes to the bake time. I'm gonna spread a little butter in the bottom, just to make sure it comes out easily. Okay, we'll just grease that with a little butter or baking spray. Now we'll add the batter. So my grandmother always had the brownies and the date sticks in the freezer. Is there something that your grandmother always had on hand? I would love to hear. Leave me a message in the comments. I really, really love to hear about recipes that people hold in their memories and that survive generations. And so leave me a comment. What did your grandmother always have in the kitchen? Okay, that is done. Beautiful chocolate Nutella brownie in a skillet, ready to go in the oven. I've got the oven preheated to 375 degrees. I'm gonna bake it at 375 for about 15 minutes, then turn it down to 350 and cook for 10 to 15 minutes more. And the reason I do that, the change in temp, is because I find at 375 you get a little bit crisper edges. If you don't really care about crispy edges, you can cook at 350 for 25 to 30 minutes and you won't have to think about, you know, stopping and changing the temperature. But I'm gonna start at 375 for 15 and then go down to 350 for 10 to 15 more. All right, let's get this in the oven. Okay, I'm back. All right, well, that is cooking. I did want to show you that I tried this with almond flour. I get a lot of requests for using alternative flours. Gluten-free or almond flour is common, so I thought, well, I'll give this a try with almond flour and see how it goes. It sure looks pretty, right? It looks really nice. It's got nice crisp edges, kind of a glossy center. This is just the same recipe, but using almond flour in place of all-purpose flour. So let's cut some and just see how it tastes. I have no idea. I've never, didn't try this till this morning. So I'm excited to try it though, because I love having options for everyone. Feels a little gooey, but that's how I like my brownie. Oopsies, watch out. Flying brownie. Okay, a little difficult to get out. Let's see how okay, there we go. Oh, look at that. Very nice. Is that in focus? Here we go again. There we go. Looks pretty good. Let's try it. Ooh, looks really good. Kind of gooey. Mmm. Mmm. Yum. It's kind of gooey, but really good. It's definitely on the softer side. There's not as much like structure as the flour. The flour one's like, it's not dry, but it's a little drier than this. This is very, very moist, but I'd say it's delicious. I would totally make this with almond flour again. So I'm a yes to using almond flour in place of the all-purpose flour if you prefer. And although, as I mentioned, I haven't tried gluten-free, but I'm 100% sure that it would work just as well. So half cup of gluten-free flour, half cup almond flour, all-purpose flour. What a great recipe. Okay, now we'll wait on the other one and I'll get to show you that next. Sounds like the brownie's ready, so I've got my oven mitts. Oh, this looks so good and it smells amazing and it was so easy. Look at that, gorgeous brownie. I love that glossy finish on top and you can see it got crispy on the edges there. Looks delicious. All right, I am gonna let this cool for about maybe 10 minutes before I cut into it because it is very hot right now, but it turned out great. I hope you get to try this one. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, now is a great time to do it. Also hit the notifications button, which is the bell button. That'll let you know every time I post a new video, and I've got lots more videos coming up, so I don't want you to miss any of them. All right, it's still a little bit warm, but I think we can go ahead and cut a slice. We'll just do a cut right down the center. Makes it easy to cut into wedges. Go. Ooh, so soft. Okay. Wow, this looks so good. It's really pretty, and I love serving brownies in wedges. I feel like it looks more like a cake or something, almost like a chocolate torte. So isn't that nice? Really chocolatey there. You can see these crisp edges here and then nice and soft in the center, which is just the way I like my brownie. So let's have a taste here. I'm gonna grab a fork if there's any left. There are no forks left. Time to do the dishwasher. Okay, have a taste. Wow. I can't believe you can make something so good with so few ingredients in just one bowl. I can't wait for you to try this one. For this recipe and more, head over to my website, 𝗜𝗡𝗚𝗥𝗘𝗡𝗧𝗦. There you can go and print out this recipe and all my recipes. And if you like, you can put them in a notebook and make your very own Marie's Kitchen cookbook for free. My goal is to give you some really easy recipes that turn out great every time so you can build some confidence in the kitchen and feel really inspired to share good food with people that you love. From my kitchen to yours, thank you. We'll see you next time. Don't want to burn my hand, so got the mitts on. Rawr. Let's go visit the dog. There's her little toy. And here she is. She had a really bad hot spot, but it's healing. There she is. She was snoring. Oh, you want a little tummy rub? Yes, that's all you want. That's right. That's all you want. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. How Cocoa Puff? Look at that big nose. Sweet girl. Sweet dog.